I'm gonna start my debate in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, disaster are an unavoidable reality in many parts of the world. Earthquakes, floods, tsunamis, volcanic eruption, and hurricanes will continue to occur regardless on government policy. The real question is not whether danger exists, but how states should it respond to it responsibly and sustainably. Today, we on the proposition firmly believes that states should prioritize disaster mitigation over relocation. We are not saying relocation should never happen. In extremely dangerous and completely uninhabitable areas, relocation may be necessary. But however, as a general state's policy, mitigation must come first because it is more realistic, more human, more economical, sustainable, and ultimately more effective in protecting society as whole. What is disaster mitigation? Disaster mitigation refers to effort that reduce the impact and risk of disaster without forcing people to leave their homes. Includes early warning system, flood barrier, earthquake-resistant infrastructure, evacuation planning, public disaster education, environmental protection such as mangrove restoration or reforestation. What is relocation? Relocation means moving communities away from disaster-prone areas into new settlements permanently or semi-permanently. The word prioritize is extremely important. We are not banning relocation entirely. We simply argue that the state's primary investment, planning and policy focus should be mitigation first, while relocation should remain a last resort for the most extreme situation. My first argument is mitigation protects more people and more efficient. The first reason why states should prioritize mitigation is because it protects significantly more people in practical and sustainable way. Relocation is incredibly expensive and limited in scope. Government cannot realistically relocate every citizen living in flood-prone cities, coastal area, earthquake zones, and volcanic region. In countries with large population and widespread disaster risk, relocation millions of people would require massive land acquisition, huge housing project, transportation infrastructure, employment relocation, and social integration policies. This consumes enormous amounts of the state's resources. Meanwhile, mitigation measures can protect entirely population simultaneously. One tsunami warning system can save millions of lives. One investment in earthquake-resistant school and hospital and protect generation. For example, stronger drainage system reduce urban flooding, mangrove forests reduce tsunami impact, evacuation drills reduce panic and casualties. Resilience infrastructure minimize economic collapse after disaster. Mitigation address the disaster itself rather than simple moving people around. Additionally, relocation does not guarantee safely. Climate change and environmental instability means disasters are becoming less predictable. Areas considered safe today may become vulnerable tomorrow. Therefore, constantly relocating population is not realistically a long-term solution. Mitigation creates adaptable society capable for surviving future crises regardless of the location. The impact of this argument is clear: more lives saved, broader protection, lower long-term cost, stronger national resilience. And my second argument is relocation causes massive social and economic harm. Our second argument is relocation destroys communities' livelihoods and social stability. People do not simply live in place randomly. Communities are built over generations around jobs, families, networks, culture, religion, local tradition, social support system. When governments relocate population, they often break the system apart. Consider fishermen located far away from the sea. Their skills become useless. Farmers move away from the fertile land, lose their resources and income. Small local businessmen lose customer and economic networks. As a result, Relocation frequently creates unemployment, poverty, mental stress, social conflicts, dependency on state aid. In many cases, relocated people eventually return to the dangerous area because they cannot survive economically anywhere else. This proves, this proves an important point. People value stability, identity, and livelihood alongside physical safety. Mitigation allows community to maintain their life while becoming safer at the same time. Instead of removing people from society, mitigation empowers people within society. Furthermore, forced relocation can violate human dignity and autonomy. Many indigenous and rural communities have deep spiritual and historical connection to their land. States should not casually remove people from ancestral home unless absolutely necessary. Responsibly, government should work with communities to improve safety, not simply displace them for administrative convenience. The impact here is not only economic but deeply human. Preserve livelihood, preserve culture, reduce poverty, stronger social cohesion, and greater trust in government.